Yo, TikTok has been saved by none other than Donald J. Trump. Oh, woo, let's go. I'm sorry. It's not true enthusiasm. Has it really been saved? I'm Solace the Wolf. This is a werewolf, and let's talk about it. Ow! Hey there, Solace here. I'm here to talk about the TikTok ban and updates of what just happened over the last 48 hours. Um, 2018, the end of the night, TikTok got banned. US lost all of its access. And within, I think, somewhere between 12 hours from then, suddenly we have access to TikTok again. And completely out of left field, it was because Donald J. Trump said he would not enforce the ban and that TikTok should open their doors, and the CEO was super duper excited and happy. So much so he's going to go to the president's inauguration today. It's like 1 a.m. on January 20th right now. So TikTok's been saved. That's great, right? Except, was it really saved? Or was it just kind of put back in place? And not even that, but it's really just dangling precariously on like a cliff or a ledge. So, y'all have to remember, the first TikTok ban started back in 2020 because of Donald J. Trump and because of how loud and boisterous he was about how China bad and the Chinese Communist Party is awful. That TikTok needed to be banned back then. All of his MAGA and Congress followed suit and said so as well, including the right-wing alt-right crazy influencers like Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, Tucker Carlson, all of them. China bad. Communism equals bad. China equal bad, etc. And even this bill, the current TikTok ban bill, was introduced by one of his own, Mike Gallagher, out of Wisconsin, a Republican, of course. So, I don't know really what to say other than you manufactured this. I don't know if this was the plan from the get-go for the TikTok ban to get into place so that right before, right around when Trump became president again, he could save it from the grasp of destruction and give back the jingle jingle, jingle jingle, give back the favorite toy of Americans, or over 170 Americans. It's really likely it is. And if not, it was opportunistic at the worst. And so there was nothing to save if they hadn't started it back in 2020. And on top of that, it's just political theater and propaganda to make President Trump look like he's doing something for the American people that ultimately was his fault in the first place. But he's really good at erasing the past and the things he's said in the past. I mean, look at all of his court cases he's been around and all that kind of stuff. And all of it just comes out to him trying to dupe, trying to trick people into thinking he did something good to garner favorability. Not only that, but this is why I say TikTok is on a ledge and why it's dangling precariously off of a cliff. The TikTok CEO and TikTok itself / ByteDance now owe Donald Trump a favor. He's already going to show up to the inauguration, supposedly. We'll see if that actually happens. But I could see that favor being restrictions on TikTok. I could see them being, and this is speculative, but I could see them being like, don't allow them to post negative things about the presidency. It may involve restrictions on fact checking. It could reduce information sharing to what is being allowed to be uploaded to TikTok. Something that TikTok was incredibly crucial when it came to COVID, misinformation and spreading, and organizations and activism when it came to protests and other things. I could see a lot of these restrictions being asked of Donald Trump to TikTok. Now, if TikTok doesn't play ball, what do you think he's going to do? The ban's in effect. The ban never went away. What Donald Trump said to the CEO in TikTok is that I personally will not let them enforce the ban. As president, I won't allow it to happen. So maybe 2 to 3 months from now, they decide, no, we're not going to play ball, Donald Trump. He could just retroactively go back on his word and TikTok is gone again. And if they do play ball, you're going to end up with a very different TikTok, almost like what X became of Twitter. A very different experience and version because of the restrictions and changes that are asked. This is speculative, but this is my feelings and my voice, and I do believe this is what's going to happen. I think TikTok is going to die within the next year, and I think it's going to be an incredibly changed app if it hasn't. I do think that something else, we had Vine, we had Musical.ly, and now we have TikTok. I think something else will come out of this. It's not going to be Red Note. Red Note is literally the TikTok/Instagram version of, well, TikTok and Instagram for the Chinese people. It's already restricted on what information can be and is allowed to be seen by their people. And it's literally the same exact story of why TikTok got banned. It will also be banned. So, do we go to Meta? Fuck Meta. They're already transphobic. They went back on. Transphobia is now an ideological difference and is no longer bannable offense. And on top of that, they use all of your content for generative AI. You can put in a request to object form for Meta/Instagram, but they don't have to listen to it and they don't have to abide by it. It's basically saying, yes, it's duly noted that you object to your content being used for generative AI, but we don't care. I don't think the short-term video format app is out there yet that is going to replace TikTok. I think you'll have to look towards the future for that, but I do think it's coming. But as of right now, was TikTok saved? You can't save something that you caused the problem of. Don't let this be something that you fall blindly into and assume and think that Donald Trump did this for the good of the people. I'm not going to look down upon or judge anybody who does go back to the app, especially small businesses and influencers. There's several hundred thousands of jobs that were lost overnight that are back. The people, literally, it's their livelihood, or it directly affects their livelihood. Keep using it and do what you have to do to get through the time. Just, as they say, don't keep all of your eggs in one basket. Diversify and start prepping up how you're going to adjust if TikTok were to go away. It was always speculated, and it finally did last night, and it is a reality that it will and could happen. So what I'm saying is, expect TikTok to be gone. Be ready to make changes and adjust your livelihood and lifestyle accordingly. And I do hope that in the end, we find that company that does come out with the next best app. For now, I'm actually going to be creating, and retroactively will be linking to my own YouTube Shorts channel. It will be associated with this channel, but it will not be YouTube Shorts directly through the Werewolf channel. And I will start doing the TikTok content where I used Solace, my little mascot boy here, to do your daily positivity posts and more short form content that you all loved over on TikTok. It's just going to be on that YouTube Shorts channel. So you can check all the links down below. You can check the things here. We'll be adding them retroactively once I have the accounts made. I haven't made them yet, but I will be doing that soon. I hope you like this content. I'm basically going to be doing, the Werewolf channel is basically going to be a cross between Mogul Mail from Ludwig / Charlie from or Moist Critical, reacting to the internet, reacting to what's going on in the world kind of content like this. It's going to be relatively short, relatively light, like not too much editing. I'm just going to be taking more one-shots with this, and in the future I will be including more screenshots and some things like that, kind of like what Ludwig does with his channel, or used to do with Mogul Mail. But this is what you're going to see over here on the Werewolf channel. I will be also associating this channel with a gaming channel, so I have to look out for that as well. Thank you so much for making it to this end of the video. If you like the content, like and subscribe, and hey, I'm back, baby. Souls the Wolf is back, and this is a werewolf. Do I bow? I don't know how to end these things. What the